AI can now write books, build websites, and even create video. But can AI actually create a clothing brand that's ready to manufacture? Today, I'm putting an AI platform called Genpire to the test to see just how far it can really take an idea. So my goal is very simple. I want to create a premium minimalist clothing brand from scratch. And I'm thinking oversized sweatshirts, neutral colours, and something that actually looks wearable. And if this works, I want to see whether AI can take me beyond just pretty pictures and actually help prepare the product for manufacturing. So when I first opened up Genpire, I wanted to look at the UI and the dashboard, and to be honest, it looks pretty clean. Everything's centered around products rather than images, which immediately made me think this wasn't trying to compete with something like Midjourney. Instead, it looks much more like software built for people who actually want to manufacture physical products. So first things first, we have to come up with a decent prompt that we can give to Genpire to see what it creates. And I gave it a fairly detailed prompt describing a premium minimalist clothing collection. And that particular prompt was, I'm starting a new clothing brand from scratch with £0 design budget. Help me create a premium minimalist fashion brand that could realistically compete in today's market. Generate an original brand name, positioning, target audience, USP, logo concept, color palette, first product collection, packaging ideas, social media branding, and website style. The overall look should be premium, modern, minimal, and suitable for print on demand. Now, when I first typed this in, I wasn't aware that it doesn't do all the logo and branding for you, and it's more for manufacturing and coming up with product ideas itself. And you kind of need to have the brand assets and logos done in a different software, or you can just bring them in yourself if you've designed them. However, what it came up with on the product side was pretty cool, because it asks you follow-up questions. And essentially the first question was, for the first product collection, which type of apparel should be the focal point to best represent your premium minimalist brand? So I thought I'd keep it simple and go for classic crewneck sweatshirts with refined details. I am going for minimalist, so I thought this looks pretty good to me. Second question was, what kind of packaging would align with your minimalist and premium brand ethos? And I went for recyclable craft paper with embossed logo. Third question was asking me about the social media branding and what visual style should your posts and content emphasize to attract your target audience. I thought for this one I'd pick the monochrome imagery. I mean, that sounds pretty good for a minimalist brand with bold typography. Finally, it asked me about preparing a size grading guide for manufacturing, which is really interesting. That sort of goes a step above a lot of other AI software, because it's giving me details that will actually be helpful in the manufacturing process of all of this. However, because this is just a bit of a test, I thought I'd just skip that for now. I then hit Let's Design and essentially let it do its thing. What's interesting is on the left, you can kind of see it talking to itself and just telling itself what to do, which is pretty cool. What it came up with was what I asked for, a minimalist jumper. Now at this point, I kind of was just looking at it and thinking, okay, that's cool, but what else can I do with this? So essentially, I tried to get it to create a different style. I would admit, I feel like it had some problems with this because what it returned was basically the same style. So I thought, okay, let's make some changes to the design and see what it comes back with. It then essentially asks, what do I actually want from this? So I thought, let's go for color and material style just to see what it changes. And it did change it slightly. So I thought, okay, let's just approve the views here. It then comes up with different angles of the product. I did notice on the right, it's really cool how it essentially shows you the different materials that's going to be used, as well as other specifications, which obviously if you actually are creating a product, this is incredibly useful. It also gives you the dimensions as well, again, very useful. You can then essentially get it to go and create the rest of the product specifications, which is quite low effort on my part. I was a bit thrown off by the color changes earlier though, so I thought, can it actually generate different versions with different colors? So I put that to the test, and yes, it was fine. It generated several different colors and styles, and I thought, okay, it's doing what I'm asking. I think if you were to go really wild with this and try different styles, it would probably perform a lot better. I think because my style I'm going for is minimalist, there might not be too much variation between each particular color and style. So this is something you'd have to just play around with. Now, here's the slight downside. Obviously, it can't create your own branding for you, so you will have to upload that. I essentially was asking the AI assistant if that's something it could do, and it very clearly came back and said, no, we can't do this. You've got to essentially upload your own styles, upload your own brand assets. It will do a lot once you've actually got them, so you can essentially set up a brand DNA. and you can set up mood boards, and you can do a lot with it. So if you are looking to generate logos and colors and general branding, then you probably want to use different software. But again, this isn't really used for that. I didn't realize that at first. This is more geared towards the manufacturing side of things, the actual product ideas, the specifications, and generally how it looks, and I guess helping with ideas in general. What's interesting is if you are sending all this stuff to a factory, it makes it really easy for you because it creates a factory handoff, which just gives you all of those details that you need if you want to actually start creating clothing and starting your own clothing brand. This does a lot of the hard work for you, or at least the boring admin stuff. And what's interesting with Genpire is that you don't just have to make clothing brands, you can really make anything. You make a coffee brand, you can make a fitness brand. It's just that this is the direction I've gone in today, but it looks like there's a lot of freedom here with what you can do. And I think the images it generates as well can be very easily shared on product pages on social media. Obviously, if you do want to use it for promotion, you probably want to jazz it up quite a bit, or get the product actually made and then wear it in video content, or put it into context, or send it to influencers. But for purely handling the physical product creation stage, then this pretty much takes care of everything. You just need to have ideas, or if you're already working with manufacturers, again, this is really helpful. In terms of how I would rate Genpire overall, I'd say the visuals are 8 out of 10. The manufacturing workflow is 9 out of 10. Brand creation is 3 out of 10, but obviously it's not really for brand creation, so I guess that's a bit unfair to say. On a side note, Genpire have kindly sponsored this video today, but they gave me complete editorial control and creative freedom on this video, so these are all my own opinions. But if you do want to get started with Genpire, then just use my link below in the description and just get set up ASAP. So I think if you're creating a clothing brand, a coffee brand, or a makeup brand, or really anything sort of physical product wise, you can use Genpire to help you out here. It does a lot of the work for you, and I think if you already have an idea in your head of what you want to create, then it makes it pretty damn easy. So let me know your thoughts on Genpire and if you actually want to use it. Like I said, my link is in the description below if you want to get started today. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.